the hardest pain and suffering can cause such beautiful, beautiful art. I had to come on, and I know you're going to hear dogs barking. This is my daughter volunteers at an animal shelter, and I'm so proud of her. She a teenager that wakes up extra early just to go help the animals. It's a good thing. Anyway, you will hear the dogs bark, but I wanted to come on and tell you just all the hardest pain. And I was thinking of some of the best albums, some of the best books and movies all came from difficult, struggling, suffering, and pain. So isn't it interesting that the ugliest, most painful things in the world can cause such beautiful art? I just was thinking that. And it does say a lot. And a lot of people create from happiness and joy. And it's almost like the ones that create from the pain, I don't know, it kind of speaks to me more. And yes, the ones that are created through joy also speak to me in a different way. But I find that interesting that like the award-winning best movies, best albums, all that stuff comes from real suffering and pain. It really makes you think, like perhaps these things that we're always thinking, well, not always, but some people think, why me? Why am I going through this? Why does this have to happen? Why do these tragedies happen? Maybe all the artwork and all the beauty wouldn't be seen if we didn't have all the suffering and all the pain. I just had to come on and say that. It was so huge. It was a discussion I was having with somebody about how some of the best albums are from when the artist is suffering. And then when the artist is happy, the albums aren't as good. That was the whole discussion. But it's not necessarily true. But I really do feel that the ones that affect me the most are usually the ones that come from pain and suffering. What do you think? Do you feel that those are the most effective pieces of art? Although I can think of some beautiful paintings that come from joy. So, I mean, it doesn't mean those are the only good ones, obviously, and the only ones that affect us. But I'm just curious. It was such a good discussion thinking about, like, for example, Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. That came from a lot of pain, and that's one of the best albums. I love that album. It really, really inspired me. It was something that, I can go to whenever I want. It's such a comfort. And it came from her pain and from her suffering. What do you think? Do you have like an album that you always listen to when you just, you need it, you need to listen to it, or a book you always read when you really are suffering and need to read it, or a movie you need to watch when you really feel down, or when you really feel like you need inspiration of some kind? I don't know. I just had to come on there. I felt so pulled to come on and say that, even with the doggies barking in the background, which actually makes you think those dogs are struggling. They might be in pain. That's why they're barking and crying right now. Do you guys hear that? And maybe that needed to be heard so that somebody goes to help them. Maybe the artist needed to sing or make that movie or write that book or paint that painting because they needed to be heard. Their pain and suffering needed to be heard. Early in the morning, hearing these little dogs. Big dogs and little dogs, actually. It just makes me want to go in there and give them a hug. Good morning, buongiorno. I'm sending you guys hugs. Maybe you needed to hear this. Maybe you needed it for inspiration. Maybe some reason you needed this today. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that I'm able to do this. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence. I am truly grateful and honored by you. I love you and I'm hugging you. Maybe you're going through pain and suffering. I'm sorry we got cut off. Love you guys, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Ciao, ciao. Have a wonderful day.